Dear students, welcome to physics class. I am Dr. J.C. Babu, Assistant Professor of Physics from Vivekananda Government Degree College. Today, we will discuss thermodynamics. For this, I am going to share PowerPoint presentation. So, thermodynamics is phenomena deals with the deals with the thermodynamics, temperature, and their properties. Now, first of all, I will I would like to give the outline of my presentation. The first, I will give the brief introduction of thermodynamics, then thermodynamics terms which are generally used in this one, and the thermodynamic processes, and finally indicator diagram. So what is thermodynamics? That thermodynamics generally deals with energy and its transformation. What is energy? The heat energy. How it will transform. How it will transform to work. And all the processes will discuss in this thermodynamics. So that it gives the relationship between heat and work. How the heat will convert into work and what are the properties. So that like this we will discuss. So that if you see the thermodynamics is the basic science gives about the temperature, heat, and work and its properties, other properties like you can discuss like pressure, volume, energy, entropy, and so on. So that it is the science of thermodynamics begins with the observation that matter in congregate can exist in a stable state and do not change in time. These microscopic states of the system are characterized by definite mechanical properties such as color, size, structure, which change with temperature. However, many equilibrium states can be reproduced by bringing the substance back to the same temperature. The inherent stability and reproducibility of the equilibrium state can be seen everywhere in the world around us. So that thermodynamics has been able to describe with a remarkable accuracy the microscopic behavior of the system over the entire range of experimentally accessible temperature from 10 to the power of minus 4k to 10 power 6k. It provides universal theory of matter in aggregate. So many scientists worked on the process of heat and work and belongings to the thermodynamics, namely Joule from 1880 to 1889, Kelvin 1824 to 1907, Clausius and Conrad Gibbs. So many scientists worked on this, developed the so many branches of the thermodynamics. So that here the thermodynamics deals with or the principle involved in the thermodynamics are four laws known as zeroth law and first law, second and third law. These are the more four laws are based on these four laws. The thermodynamics is developed. The first law, that is zeroth law. Why? Because it is zeroth law. After inventing the first law, zeroth law was invented, so that named as zeroth law. The zeroth law deals with the thermal equilibrium and provides a means of measuring temperature. It is gives the thermal equilibrium and it gives the concept of the temperature. How we can differentiate Can anybody, how you can differentiate the concept of the heat and temperature? Can anybody tell what is the difference between the heat and temperature? These are same. The two terms represent the similar one or different one. Heat is different from temperature. Heat is a energy source. It is a form of energy, and it has the units for joules or calories like that. But temperature is the property which measures the hardness or coldness of the body. It is a physical quantity. A physical quantity. It gives the whether the body is cold or hot. So that gives the temperature, the concept of temperature. If the temperature is low, the body is cold. The temperature is hot, the body is the temperature is high, the body is hot. So that is the physical property, whether it gives the sense of the heat. But heat is nothing but a form of energy. Generally, it flows from high temperature body to low temperature body, which are in contact, or it may transform in other ways also. So that this is the basic difference between the temperature and heat energy. If you look at it, gives the zeroth law, gives the gives the measuring the temperature, and it gives the thermal equilibrium. We can discuss this zeroth law in detail in later. Now, first law. First law of thermodynamics introduce the concept of the internal energy, and it gives the conservation of energy. The first law of thermodynamics gives the conservation of energy and introduce the concept of the internal energy. And second law gives the limits on the conservation of internal energy of matter into work and provides a heuristic to evaluate performance of various processes. So that it gives the performance of various processes. It also tells us whether a particular change is feasible or not, and introduce the important concept entropy. So that the second law of thermodynamics gives the concept of the entropy, and last one, the third law of thermodynamics says that we can never reach the coldest temperature, that is 0 degree Kelvin. We cannot reach the coldest temperature, that is called 0 degree Kelvin. This tells about the third law of thermodynamics. So that these are the principles of thermodynamics are summarized in the form of the four laws known as zeroth law, first law, second law, and third law. Now, the main important terms generally be used in the thermodynamics we can discuss. Now, first of all, what is the system? The system is a thermodynamic system refers that the quantity under consideration, the definite quantity under consideration, definite matter under consideration means that which what is observable is called a system. For example, you are observing the system filled with a glass of water, or observing how the water changes when the temperature increases. Then that water in a glass is example for the system. How the water of the glass or and pressure, volume, and temperature of the water changes gives the system, and remaining other than the glass of water is called a surroundings. Means that which we are which we are selecting for the study is called the system. Other than that system is called the surroundings. I will discuss in details about the system. So that generally the definition for the system is the part of the universe selected for the thermodynamic study is called the system. Other than this are called the surroundings. The definition of the system and its boundary is completely arbitrary. Depending upon the problem and choice of the system differs. The choice of the system and boundary is largely dedicated by convenience, not by any principle. The boundary surface will change in a shape as well as size when system undergo changes. For example, if you take a balloon filled with gas, it may undergoes a changes, and the shape of the balloon also undergoes changes from circular to other shape, so that boundary need not to be necessary retain the shape or size during a change. And surroundings, as I said, other than the system under the consideration, the remaining universe is called the surroundings. So that the combination of matter and space outside the system, that is the material which is not included in the system boundary, constitute the surroundings. The remaining part of the universe around the system which is not under the study is called the surroundings. Now, whenever a system undergoes a change, its effect will be seen in the immediate surroundings. However, at a distance far part of the surroundings which we are using is called the system. The system under consideration is system. Other than the system is called the surroundings. And the system and its surroundings are separated from each other by some boundary. The boundary or the wall which separate the system from its surrounding is called can be classified as movable or rigid boundary. Depending upon the weather, it allows change in the volume of the system. A rigid wall is said to be restrictive with respect to volume. If it is a rigid wall, it cannot move, the volume cannot change. So that whether it is a system or rigid system or movable system depends on the whether we have taken the movable or rigid. A rigid wall is said to be restrictive with respect to volume, whereas a movable wall is said to be non-restrictive with respect to volume. If it is movable, volume may be increases. And dithermal or adiabatic, depending on the conditions, whether our system is adiabatic. If it is adiabatic, does not allow the energy exchange. Does not allow the exchange of energy, the form of heat. If it is diathermal, an adiabatic wall is said to be restrictive with respect to energy flow in the form of heat, whereas diathermal wall is said to be non-restrictive with respect to energy flow in the form of. So whether it is diathermal, it gives the exchange of energy, and adiabatic, it does not allow the exchange of energy. The heat energy is constant. Then it is said to be adiabatic, and so that the surrounding separated by the wall, two types of wall, one movable or rigid, and whether it is adiabatic or non-adiabatic, we may call our diathermal. So that a system which is enclosed by a diathermal wall, can exchange energy in the form of work with the surroundings. A system which is enclosed by a rigid and adiabatic wall cannot exchange energy with surrounding either form of heat or work. Such system is usually referred to as an isolated system. And there are types of system like open system, closed system, and isolated system. First of all, we will discuss open system. A system which can exchange matter as well as energy with its surrounding is called open system. So that it, we can exchange energy as well as the matter with the surrounding, then it is called the open system. Or closed system, which is surrounded by the closed wall, but it conducts the energy but not the matter, then it is called the closed system. A system which is surrounded by a conducting walls so that it can exchange energy but not matter with the surrounding is called the closed system. And the open isolated system. So that here we can go for the next slide, that is isolated system. A system which is surrounded by an insulated wall so that it can neither exchange matter nor energy with the surrounding is called an isolated system. So here we cannot exchange any type of, we cannot exchange whether energy or matter. Example, closed conducting vessel. For so in closed conducting well, we cannot exchange the water as well as the heat. That is example for the closed system. And boiling of water in a open beaker is example for open system. For isolated system, the example for isolated system is a closed vessel with insulated walls. Yeah, walls are insulated, then we can set to be isolated system. And also we have to discuss some homogeneous and heterogeneous systems. Homogeneous system is one, the uniform, the system or the matter is uniform. Entire the body, entire the matter is called the homogeneous. That system consists of only one phase. Example, a system containing only a pure solid or pure liquid or pure gas is said to be a homogeneous system. Throughout the matter, it is only single phase. Heterogeneous system. A system is not uniform throughout the body, throughout the matter, throughout the container. Then the system is said to be heterogeneous. Such type of systems consist more than one phase. It's a mixture of water and liquid or liquid or gases, like gases or solid like that. So that it has polyphase, two phases. And for example, a system containing mixture of immiscible liquids or gases and solids is called the heterogeneous system. And coming to the thermodynamic variables, the thermodynamic variables state of a system can be specified in terms of few parameters called the state variables or thermodynamic variables. In practice, one chooses a state variables which are accessible to experiments and obtain relation between them. State variables are either intensive or extensive. Extensive variables always change in value when the size of the system is changed, and intensive variables need not be changed. For example, for the thermodynamic variables are volume, internal energy, heat capacity, free energy, entropy are extensive variables, whereas viscosity, surface tension, thermal conductivity, boiling point, freezing points, refractive index, vapor pressure of a liquid, temperature, density, specific heat are the intensive variables. So that there are two types of variables: extensive variables, intensive variables. Depending on the variables, the thermodynamic properties we can discuss. Certain pair of extensive and intensive variables often occur together because they correspond to generalized forces and displacement, which appear in experiments for thermodynamic work. Example for such extensive and intensive pairs are volume and pressure, area under surface tension, surface tension. Now, thermodynamic equilibrium. So, if system is said to be in thermodynamic equilibrium, if it is in equilibrium in thermal, mechanical, and chemical equilibrium, then a system is said to be thermodynamic equilibrium. So that first of all, what is thermal equilibrium? If the temperature of the system is same and no flow of heat one portion of microsystem to another portion, then the system is said to be thermodynamic system. Thermal equilibrium means that temperature entire the system is same. This is possible only if the temperature remains same throughout in all parts of the system. A state of thermal equilibrium can be described as one in which the temperature of the system is uniform. And mechanical equilibrium. A system is said to be in mechanical equilibrium if no mechanical work is done by one part of the microscopic system on another part of the system. This is possible only if the pressure remains constant throughout in all parts of the system. Mechanical equilibrium means absence of pressure gradient within the system. And finally, chemical equilibrium. A system is said to be in chemical equilibrium if the composition of the various phases in the system does not change with time. So that the phases of the system does not change with the time, then it is called the chemical equilibrium, the equality of chemical potential. So that if the system in equilibrium in three way, thermal, mechanical, chemical, then the system is said to be in thermodynamic. And thermodynamic processes. Whenever a system undergoes a changes in its condition from one equilibrium state to another equilibrium state, then the system is said to be undergo a process. For example, consider a certain amount of a gas enclosed in a piston cylinder assembly as our system. So you are taking a gas in a vessel which is fixed with the cylinder piston. Gas in a cylinder and fixed with the piston. Suppose the piston moves under such condition that opposing the force is always infinitesimally smaller than the force exerted by the gas. Then the process followed by the system is said to be quasi-static. so that we are changing a very infinitesimally small uh, changes opposing the system piston by extracting the forces on the gas, then the system is said to be quasi-static. On the other hand, the piston moves under such condition that the forces are exactly balanced. The system is said to be undergo a reversible process, so that the direction of process can be reversed by an infinitesimal change in pressure across the boundary. For such processes, the system or states of the system can be located on PV diagram. So that a reversible process is always a quasi-static process, but the converse is not necessarily. Can be stated that a process is said to be reversible, the system and its surroundings are restarted to their respective initial states by reserving the direction of the processes. The processes is irreversible if it does not fulfill this criteria. If the thermodynamic process are two types, one is reversible process and other one is reversible process. If you change the conditions, if you get the same initial conditions, then the process is called the reversible process. For example, if you take the water in a glass, if you decrease the temperature and that water becomes the uh, water, liquid state becomes the ice, solid state. But if you give the energy to reverse the condition, it will give the same uh, water if you give the heat energy. So that it is called the reversible processes. But some processes are cannot be reversed. That process is called the irreversible processes. Now, work done by a gas. Now you can see here we have taken a gas in a cylinder vessel, and this is the piston. And when we have heat this system, the volume of the gas will increase. Now we are applying the constant pressure. The pressure increases, the volume decreases, that we know. But if you maintain the constant pressure P and external pressure is constant, the initial volume is called V1, volume of the gas, and we are giving some heat energy to the system. The system will undergo changes by increasing the volume, so that piston will move upside, so that volume increases from V1 to V2. So the change in the volume dV is equal to V2 minus V1. But here the work done is whenever we apply whenever we give some heat energy, it will convert into form of mechanical energy, so that the work done by the gas on the piston Pw is equal to force exerted by the gas and the distance moved by the piston. Force exerted by this one and how much distance the piston is moved. The distance the piston is moved is dx, and the force exerted by the gas is P dot A. Pressure into area of the cross section is A. So where A is the area of cross section and dx is the distance moved by the piston. So that dw can get edv. Now dw is equal to P dot A into dx. where P dot A is force extended by the gas pressure into area of the cross section P dot A to dx, but A into dx gives the dV, so that dW is equal to P dV. It will be noted that the above equation does not give the net work done by the piston by all forces, but only gives the work done by the gas. The external pressure P, amount of work on the piston, the work began negative because the displacement is in opposite direction onto the pressure. So that this we can calculate from initial value, initial state A to B, the change in the initial value V1 to V2, so that dW is equal to P into dV is equal to V2 minus V1. If you want to get total work done, W is equal to integral V1 to V2 or initial state A to B, P dV. This is the work done by the gas on the piston. We can calculate W is equal to A to B, P dV, or W is equal to V1 to V2 or 1 to 2 PdV is the equation for the work done by the gas. The piston. The energy. As we discussed, the energy is the form of heat energy is the form of energy. In the thermodynamics, we can get the heat energy. So that the thermodynamic possess energy in several forms. Microscopic modes of energy, macroscopic modes of energy, and microscopic modes of energy. The energy associated with all these microscopic modes of energy is called internal energy. Thus, internal energy may be defined as the energy possessed by a body or by a system by virtue of its molecular motion and the constitution of these molecules is called the internal energy. And as you know, the total energy. See here, from microscopic point of view, we consider all material as consisting a large number of particles. These particles are continuous motion and therefore possess energy in several forms. These forms of energy cannot be calculated in terms of microscopically observable quantities. Hence, are all called microscopic modes of energy. These particles move through the space and possesses kinetic energy. This energy is termed as the translation energy of molecules. So this is the kinetic energy because of the translation of the motion of the molecules. It gives the kinetic energy, and diatomic and polyatomic molecules rotate about the center of the mass and possess energy due to rotational motion. This energy is called the rotational energy. And the atoms of the molecules vibrate back and forth about their common center of mass. This mode of energy is called vibrational energy. In addition to the translation energy or kinetic energy, rotational energy, or vibrational energy, the energy modes in electrons continuously move around the nucleus and they have certain amount of kinetic energy associated with this motion. Electrons also have spin and possess some spin energy. The electrons and nucleons are held together through Coulombic interactions, which are responsible for keeping the electrons in orbit, and some potential energy is associated with these interactions. In addition, molecules are held together by molecule binding forces, and there is a certain amount of potential energy associated with these intermolecules. So, kinetic energy, vibrational energy, potential energy, spin energy, all these energies gives the internal energy. Therefore, the total energy of the system in the sum of kinetic, potential and internal energy. Therefore, E is equal to Ke plus Pe plus U, where Ke is the kinetic energy, Pe is the potential energy, and U is the internal energy. And heat. Heat is defined as the energy in transit. It will flow from hotter body to cooler body. So hotter body having the high temperature and cooler body have low temperature, so that heat flow from hot body to cold body. As it is not possible to speak of work in a body, it is also not possible to speak of heat in a body. Work is either done on a body or by a body. Similarly, heat can flow from a body or to a, it is it can flow from one body and from a body to another body. A body is at constant temperature. It has both mechanical and thermal energy. Due to thermal agitations, and it is not possible to separate them. So, in this case, we cannot talk heat energy. It means if the flow of heat stops, the word heat cannot be used. It is only used when there is a transfer of energy between two or more systems. For example, system A and B in thermal contact with each other and surrounded by adiabatic walls, heat gained by one system is equal to the heat lost by the other system. Now we discuss the indicator diagram. So here indicator diagram is in which how the pressure and volume will changes. Consider a given mass of a gas is enclosed in a cylinder fitted with a movable piston and frictionless piston. Let initially Pi and Vi be the pressure and volume of the gas. The volume of the gas changes because of the motion of the piston. So here the initial volume of the gas is Vi and Pi or V1 and V2. If the temperature increases, the volume also increases from V1 to V2, and the pressure also changes from V1 to V2. So that the this is the PV graph. The indicator diagram is the volume on the x-axis, and we have to take the pressure on the y-axis, so that the pressure is plotted along the y-axis and volume along the x-axis is called the PV diagram. Pressure and volume diagram are simply known as the indicator diagram. So that here this gives the area under the indicator diagram. The area under this curve gives the work done by the gas. So that according to the sign of convention of work is done by the system in the process represented by this one. So work done on the system is represented the area under the curve. Now discuss about the zeroth law. Now we discuss about the zeroth law. If in if A is thermal equilibrium with B and A also thermal equilibrium with C, then we can say that B is thermal equilibrium with A, and A and B are thermal equilibrium and A and C are thermal equilibrium. Then we can say that B and C are also thermal equilibrium. For example, A is friend to B and A is also friend to C, then we can say that B and C also friends. Like this, the zeroth law of thermodynamics works. Here we are taking the two systems. Therefore, the these two systems gives the concept of the temperature. So that if each of the two systems, 1 and 2, are A and B are thermal equilibrium with the third system, 3, then two systems, 1 and 2, are in thermal equilibrium with each other. So that this gives the concept of the temperature. So that the two systems are in the said to be in state of thermal equilibrium with each other and have a common characteristic called the temperature. So that therefore temperature is a property which has same value for all the bodies in thermal equilibrium. So this is about the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Now we can stop here. In next class, we can discuss about the first law and second law and third law of thermodynamics and their problem. So today we discuss about the only main concept of what is temperature, the differences between the heat and temperature, and we discuss about the some important thermodynamic terms like system, the system which are under study, and surroundings. Other than the observable quantity, observable system, other than the system are called the surroundings. And also we discuss about the closed system, open system. Open system we can exchange energy as well as the matter. Closed system we can exchange energy but not matter. And also isolated system we cannot neither exchange energy nor matter, is isolated system. And also we discuss about the homogeneous system. The throughout the matter, if it is single state and it is single phase, is called the homogeneous system. If it is multi-phase, like mixing of liquid and gas, then it is called the heterogeneous system. And also we discuss about the work, heat. Heat is a form of energy, and work done by the gas on the piston. We calculated dW is equal to integration 1 to 2 initial state to final state PdV. Whether P is constant, the volume changes from initial state to final state, so that the change in the volume is dV, pressure is the constant on the piston, so that dW is equal to PdV, W is equal to integration A to B, PdV is the work done on the system. Then indicator diagram also we discuss. The indicator diagram is one. It gives the relation between the pressure and the volume. How the pressure we can take on the y-axis and volume on the x-axis. To draw the graph between P and B, called the PV diagram or indicator diagram. It gives the area under the curve, gives the work done by the gas and the system. And finally, we discuss the zeroth law. Zeroth law gives the concept of the temperature. If two bodies A and B equilibrium with C, thermal equilibrium with C, then we can say that A is separately equilibrium C and B is separately equilibrium C, then we can say that A and B are thermally equilibrium. So it gives the concept of the temperature. So in examination, they may ask, and also we discuss about the thermodynamic variables, extensive variables and intensive variables. So the relation between these we can discuss, and also we discuss about the thermodynamic processes like reversible processes. We cannot get back if you apply the same conditions. It's called the reversible processes and irreversible processes. If you get the same conditions, if you revert the same, if you get the initial conditions, then it is called the reversible. If you cannot get the initial conditions after reverting the same, that is called the irreversible processes. So that in examination, the questions will come. What is thermodynamic variables? Explain the thermodynamic terms, or explain the PV diagram, or explain the zeroth law. If you go through this video, you will able to answer all these questions. Thank you for watching. If you like my video, please subscribe my channel, Dr. JC Babu, and press the bell icon to get the subsequent notification.